How to start a lead gen business in 2026. Now, this video is not going to be entertaining or snappy. That's not my goal with this video. My goal with this video is to show you how you can build a lead gen business that looks something like this. Now, this is my website, Security Simon. People come on here, fill out their information. I give them a quote, or I don't give them a quote on home security. I send their details from here to a home security company. The home security company pays me money, and then everyone's happy. And I'm going to talk about how to do it. I'm just going to spitball this video. I'm going to talk about ads. I'm going to talk about setting up the website. I'm going to talk about everything. So first thing, picking a niche. What do you look for in a niche? Saturation. You don't want too much saturation, right? You don't want too little, but you don't want too much. So overly saturated niches in lead gen. Let's look at solar. If I just search up the word solar, there's a bunch of competition for ads here. It's just very difficult to get there because everyone is selling solar. So you want to avoid things like that. Now, I've landed quite good here with the security niche. I think it's quite a good niche. And it just works well for me. So the way you research niches is you basically just brainstorm. So how do you find a niche? First of all, do you have any experience in anything? So is there anything that you are actually good at, that you've worked in before, that you might know about? For example, if you've worked in sales, you might be able to find something quite good. So for example, I've worked in energy, and there are a bunch of energy brokerages, essentially. Energy comparison quotes. We can go on here and you fill out a little quiz, and I guarantee this is a lead funnel here. So Zenble is a business to business energy broker. You come in here, fill out this form. They essentially sell the answers of that form to Zenble, which Zenble pays them for, it appears. So look for things you're experienced in. Now, if you're like a kid and don't have any experience, I suggest going and working in sales anyway before doing something like this. But it's like, okay, how else can you find a niche? Well, is there anything you're interested in? Are there any industries that you think are genuinely just cool? And if you don't have any experience in anything and you're not interested in anything, I would start with roofing, HVAC, or security. But don't too many people do security because it's my thing. And you'll lose. Other one that's cool is timeshares, which is pretty niche. I'd also avoid like life insurance, depending on where you're in, mortgages, lending, etc. Can be a bit too competitive. So that's your niche sorted. By now, if you're watching along with this video, I would probably pause and get out a pen and paper and brainstorm a bit and try and find a niche. And if you're struggling with that, maybe you can all talk in the comments a little bit and try and figure something out. I'm just going to get a piece of nicotine gum. Bear with me. Where is it? Shout out Nicorette. Cool. So you've picked your niche. Now, what's next? So niche is picked. Boom. What's next? We are going to build a lead funnel. Now, what is a lead funnel? It's exactly what I've showed you. Sometimes it's a form. Sometimes it's a quiz. It can be many things. Mine used to be a quiz. But in Australia, I don't know why these forms just convert better. People like the idea of it. It's like Aussie tradie style. And in those service industries, I think people just vibe with it a little bit better. Just obviously don't put too many things on there. You want to keep it to about 5 at a minimum. Now, how do we build the website? You wouldn't believe me if I told you this website took me 5 minutes. And that's because it didn't. It took me weeks, but it could have taken me 5 minutes, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So, lay your fun on. What you're going to do is, let's say you've picked your niche. Let's say you've picked HVAC. What you're going to do to build your website is you're going to go to Google and you're going to search HVAC quotes or whatever quotes, anything like that. You're going to open up a bunch of ads. Yeah, you're going to open up some ads. You're going to download the HTML files of all these ads. That one's kind of shitty. This is better. Cool. This is a lead funnel, it looks like. Or it's direct, but it's like a lead funnel could look like this. You're going to download all of these websites. So there's a way to download it. Just save as. Save all of these websites to your computer. And then have a look at these. See, they all follow a similar form. You're going to save all these websites to your computer. And then what you're going to do is save websites to computer. Second thing you're going to do is you're going to DM me on Instagram at Aiden Pethick. Boom. No hyphens. At Aiden Pethick. The reason you're going to DM me is because I am going to give you a massive, awesome Claude prompt that will analyze these websites and look for the best parts and the worst parts. And it's going to analyze everything. And it's going to build you a website. See how beautiful this looks? It's going to find all these lovely little photos for you. It's going to follow the perfect formatting. And it's going to act as a conversion rate optimization expert. So, you're then going to upload the HTML files alongside my Claude prompt. Boom! We've got a website. Now, hosting the website. Host it on GoDaddy. Get yourself a domain. This form, where do you get the results of this form? Something called FormSpray. Comes with a nice little API, and the Claude prompt includes the FormSpray setup as well, so you won't have to do anything. The only other thing that you're going to need for hosting is something called Netlify. The reason I'm not opening these things is because there's a bunch of private information on there. Everything is included in the Claude prompt. It'll tell you how to set everything up. You just have to DM me to get it. Now, ads. So here's what we've got. We've got our niche decided. We've got a beautiful landing page set up. But what's the issue? There's no traffic being delivered to this landing page. So what are we going to do? We're going to run ads. Google or Facebook ads. Most of the time, it is Google. Now, why is it Google most of the time? Because you might come to me and say, oh, Aiden, but Google ads are sometimes, I feel like I'll get more leads through Facebook ads, which might be correct. You might get more shitty inquiries on Facebook, but the quality of leads that you get through Google is going to be higher because Google is people that's active and actively searching rather. Facebook or Meta is a pattern interrupt. Sure, they might detect some interest and that's why the ad gets targeted towards them, but a lot of the time the quality of lead that you get from Meta compared to Google is Meta, especially if you're selling to consumers. It's usually some like old person doom scrolling at night and they say, oh, this looks cool. And a lot of the time Meta, you can just do a form on the Meta website, on the Facebook website rather than having them have to go to your website. Yeah, you might get more leads and they're going to be shit. You get the point. So probably go with Google ads unless... Actually, comment your niche and I'll tell you whether you should do Google or Meta. And I guarantee most of it will be Google. How do we run ads? How do we run ads? This is one of the times where I would actually advise against using AI. Or at least don't let AI do absolutely everything for you in the ads. Why? Everyone uses it. If everyone uses it and it generates the same results for everyone, you won't stand out. It's frustrating. I know we're all monkey brained and we all want the AI to do everything for us. But there is a way to use AI and a way to not use AI. And you guys better be writing this stuff down. So how do we want to use AI? We want to use AI to help us get an understanding of our target customer. So you might want to ask Claude, I've started this lead gen business, show it the website, show it everything. Realistically, who is the target customer that is most likely to click on this, an ad for this? And it's going to give you a bunch of BS, but just take a general idea from it. Next, what I would recommend is to keep an eye on my vids or DM me. I will have ad tutorials coming out soon. I made the mistake of using Claude to build my whole Google Ads campaign and it shit the bed and I lost like $500 in a week. But we're back now. We fixed it. Or at least it's definitely a lot better than it was. Because it's actually not that smart, Claude, and it's not that good at Google Ads. So yes, I will have ad tutorials coming out soon. Otherwise, if you want personal advice, I'm small. I will literally hop on a call with you for free. Okay, what's next? What's next? How do we run ads? With Google Ads, expect trial and error. It'll probably be shit for at least 3 weeks. Prepare to lose money. Don't spend more than you're comfortable losing. Have savings. Have a job. Don't go broke. Write all that down. Yes, Google Ads are going to be very difficult in the start. That was a funny little segment, wasn't it? And you're probably going to lose money. But what I'd recommend is learning and adjusting the ad campaign every few days as data starts to roll in. And it's for how to learn Google Ads, I would recommend watching some YouTube videos as well before you start running them. Other important thing for Google Ads, ignore performance max and Google's own suggestions. They're going to bumperclart your ad spend and it's just not going to work out very well for you. So now you've got ads running. Ads have been running for a few weeks. You got some leads coming in. Getting clients. And you know what we're going to do? We are going to move getting clients up before running ads. Here's, excuse me. Here's another mistake that I made that I wish I didn't make when it comes to getting clients. You should do it before you run the ads or almost just as you start running the ads. Now, the first thing you need to getting clients is balls because we're not doing emails over here because we're men, okay? We're going to pick up the phone. We're going to call people. So we need balls because we're going to be cold calling. Now, why cold calling? Because it's cooler than emailing. Okay, how do you cold call? You don't really learn. You just do like 100 of them. I've done about 20,000 cold calls, probably 25,000 in my life because I've worked in sales. And I don't really believe that much in sales training. I believe in a very basic level of sales training regarding objection handling and building rapport. But I don't believe the way that you get good at sales is reading books. I believe the way that you get good at sales is picking up the phone and calling. Now, how do you call? Beep, beep, beep. Ring, 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 ring. I'm going to do an impersonation for you guys. Hello, this is John's Security. What do you want? John, Aiden here from Security Simon. How you going, mate? Yeah, good, mate, good. Get to the point. All right. Mate, look, reason I'm calling, I've actually just started a new business in your industry. And look, mate, I just really just wanted to get a bit of help. I just had a couple of questions and was wondering if you could just help me out for 2 minutes. Yeah, yeah, sure, mate. Yeah, go ahead. Look, John, are you in front of a computer right now by chance? Yeah, mate, I'm in front of a computer. Um, and then if he says he's not, just call him back when he is. Okay, John, can you just go to your browser there and just search up securitysimon.com? Oh, fuck, mate. This is a beautiful website. I love the look of this. Yeah, John. So here's the thing with the security, I'm not actually doing any jobs myself. I've actually just started this website and I'm driving some traffic to it. Oh, mate, nah, not interested, not interested. I'm like, John, look, mate, here's the thing. I'm not trying to sell you any of these leads right now. Literally, all I'm asking is I want to see if these leads are valuable. If anyone fills out this form that's in your area, do you mind if I just give you one or two free leads? Oh, sorry, mate. I didn't realize that you were just giving them away for free. Yeah, no, that's all good, mate. A lot of people, I'm sure you get a lot of calls. What's your details? I'll pass on any leads when they come through. All I ask is that if these leads result in jobs for you, are you open to a conversation about paying for them? Of course, mate, of course. I'm just sick of scammers. They always want my money. But if they actually turn into jobs, absolutely happy to have a chat. Thank you, John. Have a nice rest of your day. That's how you cold call. Now, what's different about that to a traditional cold call? We're not asking for money. We're giving them money. Because we're giving them free leads. Who says no to free leads? Time wasters and schizos. Time wasters and schizophrenics say no to free leads. Now, you want to do that with like every security. You want to do that with like 5, actually. You only want to start with a few businesses. And what you want to focus on over the next few weeks while you've got leads coming in is building relationships. Now, you're going to expect to burn money at the start of this business because you're going to be burning money on ads. And then when you finally get leads in, you're going to have to give them away for free. But you want to build relationships and you want to check in every day with the companies that you're giving the leads to. You only want to give them 1 or 2 free ones. Or I'll maybe go 3 freebies if it hasn't resulted in a job yet. Now, this is going to do 2 things for you. First of all, if they get no jobs. So if you've got some retailers who are converting consistently and some retailers who are doing a shit job, that indicates that they probably suck at sales. Which is fine. It just means that we're not going to want to sell to them because they're not going to extract value from our service. Now, oftentimes you'll have a few, maybe 1 or 2 companies who get jobs. These are your golden gooses, your golden geese, so to speak. You want to hold on to these. Whoops, I've just opened something. You want to hold on to these companies for as long as you can because it's just what we need. All right. And you want to become friends with the owners of these companies. You want to be their mate. You want to call them up and say, "G'day, how you going?" Because this is a relationships-based business. After they have extracted value, you want to break it down to a dollar figure. Ask them flat out, how much profit did you make from these leads? And so they make $800 profit per lead. 600, which for security systems is not uncommon. And the way you do that is you take the total amounts of leads that you've given them and divide it by the take the profit that they've generated and divide it by the amount of leads you've given them, which helps you get that number. What you can then do with that is you can say, okay, every time I give you a lead, you make $600. Will you pay $200 per lead? Who's going to say no to that? So the main thing here, break it down. Prepare to lose money, but then make it all back. Keep relationships. Now you've got paying clients. So you've got ads running, you've got paying clients. What's next? Next. You want to make... Actually, let's talk about that in the next video. Peace and love, baby. I hope you enjoyed. I'm a new creator in this space. If you want to talk to me about this stuff, I will talk to you for free because I can talk about it all day. DM me on the Instagram at Aiden Pethick. If you've made it this far into the video, we're going to get along well and you should subscribe. Thank you for your time. Cheers.